Well, David, it's that time again. It feels like we're doing this almost every week now. Be the Booker, TNA Bound for Glory this Sunday night. In this segment, we talk about the matchups that are scheduled to happen at Bound for Glory this Sunday night.
Stop. Disclaimer. EPO.
And, of course, as usual, these picks for entertainment purposes only. Not the way we feel the show will go, not the way it will go, but the way that
They're
David
not
Hero
our
sees it,
predictions.
if you will.
It's how I would like to see it go.
All mapped out here on this beautiful whiteboard. I'm glad we were able to loan this out to NXT and get it back in time to do this segment.
Yes.
First matchup we're going to talk about is for the Knockouts Championship. It's a four corners matchup. And you've heard the news. Angelina Love versus Velvet Sky versus Madison Rayne versus Tara. One of these four will walk out of Bound for Glory, TNA's biggest event of the year, the new or the Knockouts Champion.
There's only one clear-cut winner this whole match.
Velvet Sky sounds great.
No. What, you're purple now all of a sudden? John Cena-ish? Where's your brown crappy picks?
I was offended by that comment you made last week, so I switched
It's all about the money. Tara!
Here comes the money.
Tara is going to leave BFG a new Knockouts champion. And here's why.
Please, do tell.
Even though she is Madison Rayne's bodyguard, it's all been a ruse. Not a Rousseau. Tara used Madison Rayne to reinstate her back into TNA to get involved in this title match to get back the title that was stolen from her by Madison Rayne. Who would expect it?
Who can follow that?
Here's the thing.
Hash mark?
Sure. These two are friends.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to feud over the belt?
Why not? That's
No.
all at stake. It's the gold. It's all the marbles.
They won't. Okay? Tara. Then she's going to program with her, program with Mickey James.
You're saying it?
I'll say it. Mickey James. Absolutely.
What about the other factor in the Knockouts division?
LVE.
Yep.
She'll be there. She may get involved in the match somehow.
Keeps this sort of separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To allow this to happen.
To allow this to happen. Tara, the Knockouts champion. Why not?
If where?
Where? She'll show up.
Yeah, but no alignment at this time.
Not yet, no way. Believe me, the money they're paying her, she's a babyface. And finally, she'll have good matches.
I'm still going with Velvet, just to be difficult.
That's you?
I'm doing predictions. You're doing booking.
Right. Okay.
Just to clear that all up. All right. Tag Team Championships on the line. It's the Motor City Machine Guns versus Generation Me. We saw this start last month. Really, already?
Against Hardy's Light.
Really? L-I-T, like, of course.
Light, yeah.
All right. Well, last month at No Surrender, Gen Me, there was nothing light about them as they took out the machine guns and injuring Alex Shelley, who's been out for a while, back to this matchup at Bound for Glory. Motor City Machine Guns versus Generation Me. You say the Guns will defeat Hardy Light.
In a big spot fest.
Is that a problem?
This should be the match that opens the show because I hate to be the guy that follows this. But on the biggest show of the year, you better showcase your best tag team.
Best tag team?
Best tag team?
Better than Beer Money?
They beat them in a best of 5. They're the best tag team.
I'll give you that. That's fine.
But I mean, if I'm tuning into TNA for the first time and I see Hardy's Light go over on these guys, what does that tell you?
Why are they Hardy's Light?
These guys are believable. They look like Matt and Jeff when they were like, doing jobs in the...
On Shotgun?
On Shotgun, absolutely.
Shotgun! Saturday night. I would tend to agree with you. There's no reason whatsoever, in my opinion, for them to win that matchup.
Well, then don't gimmick them.
I'm boxing.
Okay.
I go with Motor City Machine Guns as well for my prediction in that matchup. And I say there is nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned spot
Yes.
fest. And it's got to open the show.
If it's ridiculous, yes.
What do you mean by ridiculous?
If it's too much.
All right. Well, there is no X Division match on this show. So would this
if
be
they throw everything at the audience in the first match, then nothing else on the show is going to mean that much. If they see everything in match number 1.
You don't subscribe to the philosophy that gets a crowd going,
Yeah,
amps
but
a crowd
don't
up.
use everyone's spots and finishes in the first match, because then they've already seen it before.
All right. Monsters Ball. RVD taken out by Abyss and Janice a few weeks back. Several puncture wounds and strawberry syrup. And RVD stripped of the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. This RVD's chance to get some retribution, if you will, against Abyss. And he gets that chance in the Monsters Ball match, David
It
Hero.
doesn't make
It's
a bit of
Abyss's
difference.
match. Really?
Absolutely. And here's why.
I never disagreed with you so much on a pay-per-view.
2,225,000 staples and stitches.
That many?
And this guy right here. How can he be healthy enough to beat Abyss in his own match?
In this short time he's been away, he's become less of a factor in TNA.
Well, yeah.
Will
because
he
gets
become
out.
even less of a factor, though, if Abyss defeats him in Abyss's match at
No,
Bound for Glory?
no,
This should be
because-
RVD's redemption
No,
song.
because RVD can beat Abyss on Impact the following week in a regular wrestling match.
That won't matter as much.
Yes, it will. More people will watch the match, and they'll see RVD. If RVD beats Abyss, then wrestling as I know it is fake.
The F word, really?
Because there's no way this monster loses against a guy with over 2 million stitches and staples in his body.
2.25 million.
Yeah.
Now, there's obviously one more factor in this matchup, and that is who will be revealed as they this Sunday night at TNA's Bound for Glory, aligning themselves seemingly with
See?
Abyss.
And that's because they have a lot of money and time involved in Abyss. They do. They put a ton of money into this guy. That's a clock, by the way. I didn't want to do a calendar because you might not know what it is. You know? You know this makes the most sense.
And I hate it when it makes
Much
sense.
like how Kane beat a weakened Undertaker. Do you honestly think RVD is stronger than the Undertaker?
Well, he's on that pharmaceutical stuff.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Make your prediction. I'm just booking the show.
This makes this one well, but you know what though? Isn't this good though? At least for me, because I truly think I see this. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so this if RVD can beat Abyss in his match, even with that makes RVD super strong.
And where does Abyss go then?
Maybe nobody
He's-
cares.
He's done.
Well, isn't RVD done? If he doesn't
No,
win this?
because he can beat him on Impact.
He's not ready.
In a regular match. Oh, Damien.
I'm not picking. TNA Bound for Glory this Sunday on pay-per-view. I want to remind all of you that we will be live right after TNA Bound for Glory with a special edition of the Pro Wrestling Report Interactive Live, taking your phone calls, your tweets, your comments. We'll be on Blog Talk Radio streaming live there. So be sure to join us and see what happens if these picks come to light. We still have a few more, so we're going to go through the main event matchups as well for this Sunday's TNA Bound for Glory pay-per-view. Matches we've gone over so far, it's a four corners match for the TNA Knockouts Championship. Tara, the pick of David Hero in that matchup. Me, Velvet Sky. The Motor City Machine Guns versus Generation Me for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. Both of us agree, and the way David Hero books it, it will be the Motor City Machine Guns winning that matchup and retaining the TNA Tag Team Championships. Monsters Ball match, Abyss versus RVD. It's Abyss's match. Abyss is revealing to the world who they are. And this Sunday night, David Hero feels that's going to be enough, or would book it as such, that that's enough for Abyss to defeat a weakened RVD. I'm torn in that matchup, not sure which way to go, but David Hero, there's so much more happening on this card this Sunday night. TNA Bound for Glory on pay-per-view. Big matchups. We've got a Lethal Lockdown match. We've got that, where'd you get this six-man from? We weren't talking about that.
Oh, there's a six-man on the show.
You're at? All right, fine. We're going to book that too. And the TNA World Championship on the line as well. And let's go down the members of the matchup in that lethal lockdown match representing Team Fortune, AJ Styles, Kazarian, Matt Morgan, Beer Money Incorporated of Robert Roode and James Storm. And on the EV 2.0 side, Tommy Dreamer, Raven, Rhino, Sabu, and Stevie Richards. This is the lethal lockdown match. It's a roofed cage where there are weapons hanging from the from the top of the cage, and they are in play. This one, David Hero, has some interesting potential because you see one of these storylines, I would venture to say.
I got my pen here.
Are you really doing this?
This is my side. Come on now.
Unbelievable. It's not bad enough that other guys coming over taking over segments. Now we can't do our switch like it's scripted on here. It's supposed to switch halfway
I didn't
through.
see the pink papers.
Because yours are white.
Oh, okay.
That way we don't get them mixed up.
Okay, I'm ready. There's only one logical choice. In a lethal lockdown match, violence, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be 14.
Yes! Yes! Good!
Because this is...
Wait, but no. If there was only one choice that makes sense, it's going to be violence, it's going to be crazy. Wouldn't it be the extreme version 2, winning lethal lockdown?
No, because they got the hardcore wrestler on their side. They got Ric Flair. EV2, after BFG, look. They're gone. They were brought in to put Fortune over. That's it. Oh, lethal, whatever.
Speaking of lethal, where's Jay Lethal on this card?
He may be added later.
Rob, Terry, Magnus, exactly. This probably is not the full match lineup, but all we have as of this taping, I think that's important to note. I would agree, this is going to be fun. It's going to be a bit of a mess, though. You got the Monsters Ball match happening as well. Another gimmick here.
Look at all the virgin foreheads on here. You got Kaz, you got Bobby Roode, you got Matt Morgan,
Styles, Storm.
the British fella.
He's not listed as a participant at this point.
Well, he might be added later.
6-man matchup. You just added this one. This one's not on my run sheet, so you've got it listed here as...
Well, I'm surprised your boy the Pope is in this one. Thursday Popalicious.
Just to remind all of you, coming up this Thursday night on PWR Radio, it's Thursday PWR, Thursday Pope. The Pope joins us live on our ESPN radio program this Thursday night, 11 Eastern, 10 Central.
This match is going to be interesting because
Excuse me.
Hogan's beat up.
Well, let's go down the participants. Hulk Hogan, Jeff Jarrett, Samoa Joe, going up against Kevin Nash, Sting, and the Pope. Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
There's a lot going on with all these people in this matchup.
Here is where the questions are finally going to be answered.
Really?
They are going to win. And they are going to pin the Pope. Because I do not see any way Nash or Sting are going to do the job. They're going to set up the Pope to be the fall guy. Right here. Hogan, Jarrett, and Joe defeat Nash, Sting, and Pope. And the world will then see who they really are. Unless, you know what? You know Bischoff is going to be included. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if my good close personal friend,
Page 159.
Mick Foley's included. Because you see the way he's been hurt through everything? Whenever they're attacked in the ring, he's the first guy knocked down, never involved in anything. Yeah. This,
It's intriguing.
well,
That's intriguing. This is the DHHS moment of the night?
that's the DHHS moment.
This match brought to you by DWHS.
DHHS. JEFF, JARR, ETT. Involved in the DHHS. There's no way Hogan's going to lose in his first pay-per-view in Bound for Glory.
What's their alignment and what's going on with his back?
He's rehabbing his back right now. He'll be fine. It'll all work out in the
It's a
end.
6-man.
It's a six. We can hide a lot of stuff in there. But Nash and Sting and Pope. Pope's doing the JOB, baby. Yeah, his contract is up next Tuesday.
His as well coming up very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Not in good favor with the company.
Oh, he's fine. They love. If he wasn't in good favor, he wouldn't be in this match right now.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
This match probably has the most story behind it of
You
any
think
other
so?
match on the card.
I don't know. I think this one has a lot of story to it. This one definitely has a lot of story to it. You know, with
I'm not talking just on-air story. I'm talking just stuff.
backstage
Stuff going
stuff.
on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That one's interesting.
You don't like it? You think these guys are gonna win?
Oh.
I stamped it. That's gold. It's almost sacrilegious to go against me there.
The main event, it's a three-way matchup for RVD's vacated TNA World Heavyweight Championship. One of these men will walk out of the Ocean Center, the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Will it be Ken Anderson, Jeff Hardy, or Kurt Angle?
Let's not forget what the date is on this pay-per-view. It's Ken.
Actually, it's 10.
No, Ben 10 is not Ken 10. Ben 10 is some cartoon. But anyways, before you interrupted me, here's how I see this match ending. Jeff Hardy takes a wicked bump, whether he does a swanton off a ladder or something,
An exclusion bump?
and he crashes and burns. Okay?
See?
Kurt Angle, the good guy, goes to check on him. Make sure he's okay. This guy takes advantage of it because, as we know, that's just the kind of guy he is, and rolls up Kurt Angle for the 1-2-3. And he leaves the Ocean Center as your new TNA World Champion.
Couple things to go over here, though. This man has said, Kurt Angle has said, if he does not win, he will exit. He will be done. He will retire.
Here's the thing.
Hashmark.
He said that back before this entire mess even started. Okay? Right?
Yes.
So, they put him in a bad spot. And I'm sure at Impact, as he comes out to say goodbye to all the fans, Ken Anderson comes out and antagonizes him.
No, but wait. Here's the thing. He said that and made that stipulation to get onto his list of contenders. And if he is aligned with they, couldn't that null and void that whole thing?
It could. But, believe me, it's a great storyline. It'll last a week. He'll be back because the fans are going to want him back to get his revenge on Mr. Anderson, the guy that cheated him, the guy that pulled the shenanigans across all the fans. Now, of course, this is how I would book it. The sexy pick is Kurt Angle should win because otherwise, like you said, he retires. But I think it's far better if Kurt Angle is chasing Ken Anderson than Ken and Jeff chasing Kurt Angle. That's what I would do. Mr. Anderson, you're TNA World Champion.
TNA Bound for Glory this Sunday night on pay-per-view. We're going to be live right after the pay-per-view, 11 Eastern, 10 Central, talking about what really happens on that show. So
This really happens.
well, at least this match. I mean, it's the only one stamped, or you stamped the whole page.
No, I just stamped. I can only do one match on a pay-per-view. I can't do the whole thing. It's too
Will
stressful.
10-10-10 be Ken? Will they be revealed as Hogan, Jarrett, and/or Bischoff, and maybe even Mick Foley? Will we see the end of EV 2.0? David Hero, an intriguing pay-per-view, a lot going on in this pay-per-view, a lot of reasons to tune in. That's this Sunday night on pay-per-view. And again, we'll be live right afterwards, 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 Central. Be sure to tune in on our Blog Talk radio channel. I'm intrigued. This pay-per-view just got a whole hell of a lot more interesting after doing this segment.
It did.
Not that it wasn't before, but
I'm going to order this one. I'm not going to use Meathead's box to get a free pay-per-view. I'm going to order this and watch it.
coming up this Thursday night.
Yeah, we can talk about him doing the job on the pay-per-view.
Thursday PWR, Thursday Pope.
You are enjoying this way too much. We're professionals. Him and I will see eye to eye. Well, maybe not. He might see, like, here. I'm a little bit taller than him.
Next week on the radio show. Big announcement. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Are you sitting down?
I'm ready.
Following week, this man,
Kurt Angle?
Kurt Angle.
Well, we can ask him what it was like to retire and come back to wrestling 3 days later. I'll ask the question. I can do that.
Thank you for tuning in to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime. We'll see you Sunday night after Bound for Glory with our special wrap-up post-show edition of the Pro Wrestling Report. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again next week.